someone asked me what build I'm using, so I figured I would do a proper build video. And I had the filters set incorrectly on my other recordings, so it kept the expander kept dropping me too soon, almost like a noise gate effect, which is essentially what it does. It's just a soft noise gate. And since I can't see how much it's reducing by because the meters in OBS suck, if this was Pro Tools, I would see everything I need to know. So I sort of have to just guess. And I'm assuming that the filters work in order from top to bottom, but it doesn't really say that anywhere as far as I can tell. So I have the expander, then they have the compressor, and then I have a makeup gain that I want as a separate item. But anyway, so let's look at this build real quick. I'm just going to create a group real quick. Actually, I'm just going to join a group real quick. People are free to use the machines here if they want. Okay. So the way this works is I'm using 3 weapons. You can do it with 2. My method won't work with just 1. It just won't. So the first weapon you want is this sledgehammer. Regardless of how I put it together, these are the effects you want, except for aristocrats. That can be anything you want. I don't think that one even matters. It might matter, but as far as I'm aware, it's the limb damage and the crippling effect, the cripple target effect, that does all the major amplification of the damage that you're reflecting back to the robot. So I don't know the ins and outs of how that works, but apparently the robot hits you with, laser blast, and you reflect it back using ricochet, or in my case, it's ricochet and it's the shield reflecting effect of my armor, the Vulcan armor, 4-star effect. But I started out without that. You can do this without that just fine. So the major trick is this weapon, this very specific weapon, and you have to craft or obtain a regular sledgehammer to do it. So you go into here, you go to blunt melee, you find just the normal sledge right there. You craft a level 51. You go into your modify and repair. You choose that sledge. You add at least 2 stars. Well, I think you actually have to do 3 stars if you want the luck. I don't think it'll let you put a 3rd star on unless I'm mistaken. But either 2 or 3 stars, because you absolutely want crippling on the 2nd star. Now, if you don't get crippling as your 2nd star right away, you're obviously going to have to either, make more of them with 2 stars or 3 stars, or just use a crippling mod if you can get a hold of one of those. I think when I made mine, it was Aristocrat's crippling, and I had to put the luck on there using a module. Oh, no, I know what it was. I rolled this over and over and over until I got luck. I think I made like about 7 of them. And then I added crippling and aristocrats. That's what it was. The pounders here is not... Oh, wait, no. Pounders isn't on that one. What am I thinking? Okay, we'll get to pounders in a minute. Let me crunch this because I don't want that anymore. Okay, so when the shield is up, I'm, yar with this weapon. And I'll go ahead and put the Vulcan power armor on so you can see the full effect. Okay, so rawr, we're just standing here. If you're by yourself, you literally have to do nothing. You just stand there next to the robot, making sure you don't get knocked into the rim. And you need to have 2 things. You need to have really high strength, well, really high luck for this part. So whatever you can do, whatever consumables you can consume, and there's ways to look those up online. I, in particular, use seared venison with berries. It's the best luck food you can get. And if you have... you need to have the carnivore mutation for that, right? So we're a carnivore over here. See, carnivore. So that's going to increase or amplify the effect of this seared venison to give me 8 luck. And then I also have this machine that I hit to get 2 luck. You'll see it gives me plus 2 luck. You want to get your luck as high as you can get. 30 is fine. You don't need to go past 30. 30, you're golden. If you can't get to 30, get as high as you can get. So if I look at my specials here, I'm at 23, right? If I were to eat that food, right, that's going to add another 8, right? 8 luck right there. That's going to get me to 29. Or no, it's going to get me to 31. Then I have a couple other tricks. I have a couple cards here. One of them is Happy-Go-Lucky. My luck is increased by 3 while under the influence of alcohol. That's fully upgraded. So if I drink any alcohol, and in this case I'm drinking whiskey, my luck will go up by yet another 3. So there we go. Way to get your luck zoomed all the way up. And of course I have 15 points here, so that this is, really, really high. I could go even higher if I wanted to by spending more points in here, because I do have a luck card here, which means I could actually take this. I could actually use the machine to add 5 more points to this. Like if I could go over here, I could go into here. I could go, I could remove points from somewhere else and go even higher here, but I actually don't want to do that because I really want those points in other places. And I'll show you where. So that's Happy-Go-Lucky. That's how I get my luck to be so high. That's phase 1. And the reason that works is because Ricochet deflects damage based on the amount of luck that you have, or a chance to deflect damage. So you want your luck to get pretty high. So like right now, my luck, or my reflection chance, is 26%. That's really good, actually. I think it goes up to 29 or even 30% I think mine's up to 30% when I was really boosting my luck up to like 33. I think it gets up to 29, 30%. And that's even better, but 26 is still pretty good. If that's all you can get, that's what you can get. So the idea there is you're going to be a full health build when you first do this. Let me get out of here. We do not want to use Radaway. Make sure I have starched jeans in. Yes. My jeans are starched. So when you come in, you're going to want to be full health because it's just going to provide a lot more protection for you. I'm down because I'm using Adrenal Reaction, and that increases my damage. All my damage based on a certain percent of how much health I'm missing, and I'm forcing that based on how much rads I have. So that's how that works. Okay, so that's Ricochet. Beautiful card, works wonderfully. Based on luck, boost your luck. So that's phase 1. You're basically reflecting the robot's damage back into itself, and because of the way the crippling and limb damage effects work here, because the shield cannot be crippled, it has no limbs to damage, so through some weird alchemy inside the server, there's some weird numbers going on where instead it goes, okay, let's erase almost the entire shield in one hit, if it crits, I think. So that's why my shield goes down within seconds. It's bizarre, at least when he's targeting me. If I'm in there with my other character, sometimes he'll get fixated on her, and he'll ignore me for a while, even though I'm standing right in front of his damn face. And she's hiding behind a wall. Really, really dumb robot. Anyway, so that's that. Plus I have 3 luck on the weapon. Okay, so phase 2 comes along. The shield has just gone down. What do? You swap to the auto axe. There really is no other weapon to use for this. People that use anything else are really not doing it right. This is the right way to do it. You basically need to stand. I use third person because I have issues with getting it to fire up right in third person. So I do the whole fight in third person, which I normally hate. And yes, my character's in the direct center because I have adjusted my preferences so that I don't have shoulder cam, because I hate shoulder cam. I don't like wondering why my character's way over there, where my camera is here. And so it's like nothing lines up right, and I can't stand it. It's a holdover from World of Warcraft and games like that. So this is what I like. And Oblivion. I learned it from Oblivion, I think. Okay, so phase 2, it begins. You're here. You swap over to your auto axe. Wait a couple seconds because it takes a second or two for it to like have the right positioning, right? And then you start grinding his chest, right? Like little bulb in the middle of that giant chest. I think that's his head, maybe. So anyway, what magic is going on there is there's a couple things, and I did not start out this way. I started out with anti-armor, heavy hitters, strength, and nothing, right? And that was enough. It was absolutely enough. Then, when I got the pounders to drop, which is the four-star module, which is like of the gods, right? With the auto axe, it basically will take whatever damage you're doing and just double it, right? Within about 5 seconds or 3 seconds, you're doing double damage. It's insane, at least on the auto axe. So, heavy hitters, of course, your power attacking, strength because strength, right? Melee weapon. Pounders, which is from the gods. I didn't put anything else there until I got pounders, I think. Or maybe I did the melee one. I think I did the melee one, actually. And it was fine. It increased my damage slightly. It was a good stopgap. When it dropped, I put it on there. Let me see, which one was it? Yeah, you put whatever you can when you can. So, whoops. Okay. Was it bullies? Give me the description. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, it may have been this one, but I don't think it was. I think I'm seeing it there now at the top. I think it was the melee one. It may have been this, or it may have been... No, it must have been that. It must have been bullies. Yeah. It was either bullies or fencers. Probably bullies, because I think I got it from scrapping the Valkyrie. I'm pretty sure that's what the Valkyrie drops. So anyway, I got that, and then I was using the the electrified mod on it, but just this morning I saw a video where a guy was demoing that actually the poison mod is better, believe it or not. You'll actually do more damage. I was like, what? But it actually works. I'm doing more damage. And what it means is I don't have to put the science cards over here. So I removed those. I put portable power on instead so I can carry more, right? And I also upgraded stable tools from 1 to 2, so now my weapon lasts even longer, my auto axe. So of course, because it's a strength weapon, or it's a two-handed, Master Slugger, Expert Slugger, and I don't need Blocker anymore. Maybe I never did, but I definitely don't need it with medics on my chest. So I'm putting in Bandolier and Pack Rats for the carry weight reduction. Refractor is just a quality of life addition because there's nothing else to go there, really. Life Giver is excellent. Professional Drinker because I use whiskey. Chem Fiends because I use Psycho Buff. Cola Nut because I drink a Nuka-Cola Cranberry. All Night Long because I drink a whiskey and I want it to last twice as long because savings. Radical, more strength, is more damage, and right now it would do nothing for me because I'm full health. But when I get my health down to about 60%, it adds about 3 strength, which is more damage. Start Genes, of course, because I want my set number of mutations. Rejuvenated for the AP regen, for the endurance, for the... what else does it give you? It's just a really good thing to keep all the way up. 1 strength. HP, disease resist doesn't matter in there. It does in other contexts. AP regen, endurance, and again, disease resist. Doesn't matter in there. But that's why you want those to be boosted. And you always want to keep your food topped off over here. Now, some people use a perfect bubblegum. To me, I see that as a waste. I save those for when I want to make Overeaters modules. Which I want to be able to make all the modules, right? As many as I need. So I'm saving that, and instead I pop a cake and a water, which come free from my camp. So, boop, I'm back up. No harm, no foul. All right. So that's this stack. So Party Boy, since I drank whiskey, and whiskey gives me 2 strength, now it gives me 6 strength, which is an incredible amount of strength for one little thing. And for 3 perk cards, or 3 perk points. We talked about this. Field Surgeon is absolutely required, as is First Aid. Otherwise, you will likely die. Even the Super Stim Pack doesn't work fast enough to keep you alive unless you have both of these in there. Trust me, I learned the hard way. So you only want Super Stim Packs. If you have any other Stim Packs in your inventory, drop them before you start the fight. Notice I only have Supers on me. Every time I go in there, before I start a fight, I look in here. If I'm carrying any Stim Packs or Stim Pack distilled or diluted, I drop them on the ground. Screw that. Uh-oh. A thing is happening. So, that's Field Surgeon and First Aid. Stim Pack Super, that's it. Nothing else in your inventory that says Stim Pack on it. Strange in Numbers, very important if you want your strength and your luck benefits from your food to be better. Also, the mutation effects is just in general. Your carnivore benefit will be better. So, you got to have this. And it's very important that you have a teammate that's also mutated. Doesn't matter what mutation they have. Even it could just be even just one, marsupial. You know, that's like the Gimme or Speed Demon. If that's all they have, that still works. That's fine. They don't need to be a carnivore. Tenderizer is a Gimme for 3 points. Portable Power, Quality of Life, Weight Reduction. Makeshift Warrior, non-repairing so quickly, Quality of Life. Batteries included, Weight Reduction, Quality of Life. Again, repair, Quality of Life. Action Boy, you don't really use a lot of action points in this build, but this is there to multiply the base amount of action points you have. I mean, every little bit helps. You don't ever want to run out of AP when you're axing something. Now, I don't need Born Survivor in here, but I can't have fewer than 6 agility points because of the way my legendary perk cards are, and I don't want to change it because doing so messes up my primary A build, which is Forage, Sneak, DPS, Public Events, Caravans, Power Armor with a Rifle, what's another good one? Utility, which is for vending and lockpicking and hacking. My camp build, which is just what I use to build on my camp or repair or whatever. Those all require this same arrangement of specials, right? This one is the one that swaps out to follow through if I need to. But I don't do that very often now. It's not really needed for what I'm doing. So because of that, I have 6 points here. So I'm going to put Born Survivor there because why not? I want an extra chance at a Stim Pack being popped if I'm falling below 40% health. So this is what you'll want anyway. You want this to start out with, and I did. It's very important. And that's also a reason why this and Field Surgeon are so important, because when this gets popped, you want that to get you right back up to 100% health immediately. And you want it to keep you there for as long as possible, because they changed this recently, so now it only can proc once every 20 seconds. So, you fall below 40% health, zoom, it zooms you right back up, and then 10 seconds later, you fall below 40% health, it's not going to use it. So you have to manually click another one. Scorched Earth. No. I don't care right now. But yeah, Born Survivor. Start with that. Keep it if you need to. It never hurts. I have medics on my chest. I still have this just to fill the slot. It's just a little extra life protection. Bloody Mess, of course. 15% damage. We're not in VAT, so we're not doing any Ricochet stuff. Or we're not doing any something criticals. Ricochet, probably one of the 3 most important cards in the entire setup. Luck of the Draw. Who doesn't need extra repairs on their weapon? I have 15 luck points to spend. Why not? Class Freak, because I'm mutated. I want those negative effects to be reduced. Curator. I use baubles. I use a magazine. I want those to last long. I'll have to use another one because I'm explaining this, of course. Gain resistances based on your luck and the amount of junk held. Why not? That helps. Good with salt. I carry food. I don't want that to go away. And then the other thing that you're not seeing here is when I do this, I'm normally paired with a second account that I run on another computer. And I use Steam Link to sort of dial into it and control it remotely. It looks just like this. You can't tell, except it's just a little crappier visual quality if there's a lot of motion, right? Because it's streaming it to my computer and I'm controlling it, right? So she shares, she does two major things. One, she shares inspirational, which is a little bit extra XP, right? Who doesn't need that? So she has one of these equipped, and she has 9 charisma, so she shares this. Yay, more XP. The other thing she has is very important, which she has the empath mutation. When she has empath and she's mutated and she has strange in numbers, she will give me a 33% straight damage reduction before anything hits me. That's another thing that keeps me alive in phase 1, is that empath. I've done it without her. I can do it without her, but when you're starting out, boy, if you can find someone that has empath, and even just a friend that isn't raiding with you, and you say, look, will you do this? Will you get mutated with empath? Like, let's assume that they're not mutated at all, right? If they can get empath, if they can get strange in numbers, and then be grouped with you, all of a sudden you magically take 33% less damage. And if they have class freak on, they take 25% less damage, because the negative effect of 25% damage is reduced to 6. The positive benefit of 33% damage reduction is always on them. So, I mean, he would run it to give it to his other character, but I want him to have the maximum amount of damage reduction with no negative side effects. Now, he could, if he had an empath serum, he could take that, and your friend could take that, and then they would have no negative effects. Or you could take it and have no negative effects, right? If you had a stack of empath serums, take one. You get 33% less damage, and that's it. It's just a straight, perfect thing. But if you do run out of empath serums, then you are going to get that plus 6 damage to counterbalance off that minus 33% or whatever it is. I think it's 30, maybe it's 31%, which nets you at, yeah, I think that's what it is, 31%. I don't remember. I looked at it earlier. But so those are all the magic combinations. And then, of course, your armor, if you want to survive phase 1, you have to be in all 5 pieces of troubleshooter. So this character, this Vulcan armor is troubleshooter. Overeaters might work, but that's a lot of incoming damage, and troubleshooters is going to knock a straight 75% off of it right from the get-go. See that? Troubleshooters, minus 15% damage from robots. 5 pieces of that is minus 75% damage from robots. That includes any damage that robots do from any cause. That means melee damage, that means energy damage, that means fire damage, that means lasers shooting at you, explosions, like when a robot explodes at the end, like if it's a sentry bot or a legendary, almost no damage from that. It's basically just a straight line right off the top. We're going to ignore all but 25% of incoming damage if it's coming from a robot. Overeaters is like that. It's a straight damage reduction, but it's like half of that. So you might have a hard time surviving if you're in just Overeaters. Now, does it matter what the other stars are? Not a bit. You could go in there with 1-star troubleshooter armor. Does it have to be all from one set? No. You could have an XO1, a T45, a T60, a Union. They get all different things. What matters is the first star. Now, the other ones help, right? If you can put strength on your other pieces or as your second star, like I have strength, I have through hikers. I didn't start that way. I think I had strength on one piece, right? So my strength was, I think, about 45 when I started doing this. But it was still okay. I still survived because Troubleshooters buys you survival in phase 1. If you could stick strength on there, that helps you in phase 2. I would not put luck on there because you need the strength more than you need the luck, right? Adding more luck has diminishing returns. beyond about 25%. So right here, 24% deflect chance. I can get that up to maybe 30, but that's not a huge improvement, really. Normally I run around 30, so getting it to 33 is a nice little bonus, but you can still do this at 24%. And that's 20 luck. I don't recommend it. I recommend you get to at least 25, maybe even a little bit higher using food and using the mechanical derby game. Like if I take just like, well, I guess I am using the let's see what am I eating here that's going to expire soon? The leader bauble, right? Slice of birthday cake. So the leader bauble, I have another 20 minutes. So if I were to take the seared venison with berries, that's the big one. But you can also get a little one like awesome possum bacon. You just kill the possums that are running around the little cooking area behind the one of the main quest area in Flatwoods. It's like that little cooking area right outside the main building, the where you get the fire starters quest. So you take that, and you're up by 5 if you have all those other buffs, right? If you set yourself up right with strange in numbers, carnivore. Now I'm at 25. What does that give me? That gives me 27% deflection chance. It's another 3%. That's great. That, that's better than 24%. Phase 1, that's what you want. Phase 2, you want to cap that strength out. You want to get to at least 50 if you can, using food, chems, like I use, you can use Deathclaw Steak. Where is it? I don't have any more Deathclaw Steak. But Deathclaw Steak will give you 5. Deathclaw Wellington, if you can make it, will give you 8. That's what I'm going to do next. And that would be what you want. And then the other food buff you want is either glowing meat steak, or if you can get it, tasty mutant hound stew for extra melee damage. This is only 100%. So there's tasty mutant hound stew, and there's yogi roast. I mean, they take a lot of materials, so you might have to scrounge around and figure out how to make those things. But basically, just look it up. You need strength food, you need melee food, melee damage food, the best you can make. You need the best luck food you can get. You need good AP regen. So if you can get some company tea, that helps. Start out at 100%, work your way down to an adrenal reaction hovering around 60%, and then when you can get it, stick medic pump on your chest. That way it kicks in at 50%. It has no cooldown, so as long as your main health is above 50%, like let's say you hover around 60% like I do, every time you dip below 50% for any reason, it's going to use another stim pack. Use another stim pack. Use another stim pack. Automatically uses a stim pack when below 50% health. And you're getting hit. That's the trick. You have to be getting damage of some kind. So you keep dipping below 50%, it's going to knock you right back up with stim pack after stim pack. And this instance drops stim packs like crazy. You're never going to run out of stim packs. Stim pack supers. You just won't. I have so many that I just throw them away now. Optimized bracers, that's just quality of life, right? That's just, minus 25% power attack action points. So when I'm hitting with the power axe, it lasts longer. I didn't start out that way. It's just quality of life, so I don't use up all my AP. I could pop a cup of coffees if I had to keep my AP up, but I don't really struggle with it. Calibrated shocks, that's just quality of life. Carry weight. So same thing with the other arms and the other legs. And that's pretty much it, other than, being in a group, being mutated. My current mutations, if that's important to you. I have adrenal, because I always run a slightly lower than full health build. Bird bones, ignore that. You don't need that. In fact, you want to take a mutation serum to get rid of the negative effects if you have it, which is what I do. Carnivore is a must. Eagle eyes, avoid it unless you have a serum. Egghead, avoid it unless you have a serum. Notice the minus effects there. Minus strength, minus strength, minus strength. Those are negatives. You want those to go away. Use the serums or don't get those in the first place. Grounded is for the energy resist. I'm not using an energy gun, so it doesn't matter to me. Herd mentality, very important. Get this. And make sure you're at least in a group with yourself. A public group that is either... And you can start out with the... Here, let me look at the new team options. You can start with this, right? Bonus weapon durability. But now I'm running this because my weapon lasts so long that I don't need it. And I want this for the XP, right? Little bonus intelligence never hurt anybody. So, and then what else do I have? Yeah, herd mentality gives you +3 to all your specials. So that gives you extra strength, that gives you extra luck, extra intelligence for XP, extra endurance for survivability, extra charisma for, you know, because you're a nice guy or a nice gal. Marsupial's not necessary. You could take a serum if you want to get rid of that -1 int. Scaly skin is nice. It's not necessary, but I mean, you are past the soft cap probably on damage resist if you're in power armor. So it's likely that this is just a little tiny bit of extra. It's not necessary, but it's nice. You know, it's pretty cheap. It's pretty easy. Why not? Speed demon, just to get places faster. It's no real negatives. It's really mostly positives. If you thought that extra hunger and thirst or losing a tiny... Yeah. If you thought the hunger and thirst was an issue, you could take a serum, but it's usually never an issue. Talons. This is very... Oh, no. This is not the important one. Twisted muscles are the important ones. Twisted muscles is an absolute mandatory for phase 1. This is one of those ways that you're going to cripple the shield or reflect damage that has been amplified through cripple even better than just the axe or just the sledgehammer by itself. The gun accuracy obviously is a problem, but that's only if you hip fire. Does not affect VATS. We talked about fully hydrated. Okay. So, phase 1, sledgehammer. Phase 2, and third person. Pound, let him kill himself. Phase 2, kill him with the auto axe. As soon as he's dead, I swap to this weapon so that I can get a huge deluge of Ultrasight 5.56 ammo. So buffs, of course, you want to be sleepy or well rested. Sacred Mothman Tomb for the XP if you got it. You don't really need this, but you might want to use it when you're first starting out if AP is an issue, or AP regen. You want this for the luck. You want this for the int. These you can buy from the core, I believe. What else? Let me grab some of these. If you do have the Cola Nut card, it's really nice to have. You can pop a Nuka-Cola Cranberry for 6% XP. Very nice. Pemmican is useful for endurance, as I talked about. That's from the collector right here, right? If you don't have one, I'm sure you can find one at another camp. Many people have them. Death Claw steaks are really easy to get from here. That's an easy 5 strength, if you just want to get it that way. Smoked Mirelurk fillets are nice, easy carry weight. Mirelurk jerky are nice, easy, just a little damage resist off the top. Never hurts. And it's free if you have that collector. And other than that, that's pretty much how you do it. Hopefully that helps somebody. You run in, hit the button, make sure you don't have any, make sure you only have stim pack supers. Jump into the middle, just face his belly. Don't let him push you back too much. Always move forward. Just constantly be nudging yourself forward using the W button. You know, as he generally wants to like nudge you away. You don't want to get nudged to the ring because you will die. And then phase 2, of course, always in third person. And you might want to try setting yourself up with the camera centered. Here, let's find where this is. I can't stand it when Windows snap to fill the screen. That really bugs me. I need to turn that off. It was off, but now it's back with the window being this size. Okay, now if I look at press, no, it wouldn't be there. It'd be in my custom. Okay, so if I look in here, these are my settings for my camera. So over shoulder is what you want, right? Actually, over shoulder, is it the combat one? Whatever ones. These are the numbers I use for. It looks like a computer, like an old teleterminal or an old CRT display, doesn't it? That's on purpose. I love those old displays. Anyway, this is just the numbers you need, and I probably should have choose a proportional font instead. I thought I chose Lucida Console. Oh well. Those are the numbers I use to make my my thing be right over my shoulder or right over my head like this. 1, 2 for phase 2, 3 for when he's just dying, so I can grab a bunch of ammo for it. And that is that.